Learning. We love to learn. We love learning. We love learning. Stay curious and all that stuff. So, learning is very fun for a lot of people. I know that school in general doesn't have the best reputation, but they don't actually teach you how to learn in school. Ignore the balloons behind me. I'm an old man now. But I thought that I'd try and teach people how to learn, because learning is very, very difficult when you don't actually understand what's happening under the surface. There are a few misconceptions when it comes to learning. People think that you're supposed to cram the information in your head and it's your fault that it's not sticking. People think it's their fault that they don't know what they learned or studied for 25 hours straight. And in all honesty, in a way it's your fault, but it's not like you can't work around it, right? So I figured, hey, I kind of know how learning works. Let me say it. So the first misconception is that, learning is linear. Learning is not linear. Oh goodness me, this one took me a while to clock in, but we like to believe that if we do something consistently, we will get better at it. But we don't look at how we practice. We just practice and practice and practice. Like, I can pick up my guitar and play the same 3 chords over and over and over and over and mess up, do all of that nonsense. And I'm definitely not gonna learn anything. I mean, I might get better at, playing those chords, but at the end of the day, I'll forget them, or I'll mess them up later and feel like, oh, why can't I play this? Or they'll be in another song and I won't know the names of the chords. That's a very focused example, but you understand that learning is not about putting on a the second misconception is that learning is a rote experience. Rote is like R-O-T-E. Definitions. In all honesty, if you keep saying the same thing to yourself over and over again, or you keep writing down the same sentence like they did in that one Harry Potter movie, you are genuinely setting yourself up for failure, because none of that's going to stick. It's not going to stick at all, because your brain's not engaging with the information. It's just vomiting out exactly what goes in. It's like, I'm going to edit something there. Or I won't, and I'll just look stupid. But essentially, when you learn, your number one goal should not be to just keep putting the information in your head. Your goal should be to engage with the information and try and learn, literally, just try and understand it at the end of the day. The third misconception, and this one, I'm not all that researched on this one, so you're gonna have to back yourselves up on this and do your own research. But at the end of the day, that whole rule with 10,000 hours makes you an expert. I don't think that that's valid, because you can do 10,000 hours of something. I can play the same 3 chords for 10,000 hours, and I'm not gonna get any better at playing the guitar. Sure, I'll get better at playing those 3 chords, but if I don't focus my attention where my attention needs to go, I'm forever going to be the guitarist that knows those 3 chords. I should have used a different example, but it's fine. If you play guitar, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't, you don't. But it applies to everything. Furthermore, when it comes down to what learning looks like on a graph, I'm going to do that mental projection head thing where I blast the information into your brain, and it actually sticks because I'm good at this. So learning, very often we think of it as looking like this. Just a straight line going up consistently. But in actual fact, learning looks something like this. Now you'll notice that it's very easy to go from being an absolute beginner to being fairly good. It's fairly easy to get to that point of like, oh yeah, no, I can kind of do this. Like I can't do anything super advanced, but I can do this. I'm going to use a different example. Something everyone will know. Like, you know, when you're learning to walk, it's very easy, at least when you're young, to go from, okay, I'm crawling around, oh, I can walk. But you're not going to be a marathon runner, right? You're not going to be walking in the best foot placement or whatever. There are further places to go. And that's a very, broad example. If I were to say, like, if you want to learn how to juggle, yes, it's going to be one thing to pick up the balls every day and start juggling, or whatever you're juggling, chainsaws. Maybe don't do that on day one though. But that's a good example that I just thought of. When you're juggling balls, you don't just start straight to juggling chainsaws, because when you're juggling chainsaws, you need some skills that you don't get from just juggling balls. And it can be very fast getting from just juggling balls to going into juggling chainsaws. And that's why when you reach a certain point, if you think that you have it all figured out, chances are you don't. Because you're always going to be more confident in the things that you don't know. It's reverse, but because the more that you know, you realize how much you didn't know about something. So in all honesty, if you're trying to learn something and you're bashing your forehead against the wall because the information is not sticking, whether this is school, whether this is a new skill, whether this is anything, chances are it's not your fault. It's not a flaw within yourself that you cannot memorize the information and you cannot get it into your head. It's just the fact that teachers didn't teach you how to learn. They just tried to teach you information. And that's scary. Hey, that's really scary. Anyway, I'm feeling very tired. I'm gonna go for a walk. So anyway, yeah. You must all have a wonderful day. I do want to quickly talk about the channel and the fact that I didn't upload the last 2 days when I said that I would. I made a thing and I changed my mind about uploading it, but I'm in between it. That's the thing, I'm in between uploading it and not uploading it. But it'll be fine, we'll work it out, okay? I know that I'm not exactly being that reliable, and I'm trying a different format. I'm looking at getting microphones. Things are just very hectic. I've got exams coming up in a couple weeks, and I'm trying to focus on staying consistent. Getting this video out to you, as terrible quality as it is, has been quite the challenge, and I'm proud of myself for it.